YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage back on the Octavian's Rome campaign, where we've been pushing hard against our Germanic foes, and it looks like we're kind of hitting pay dirt here, which is good. We've got them pushed back pretty bad. Let's see. I wanted to say that I've got some stuff out here I want to build. Build a jeweler there, and yeah, this Syracuse had expanded. And I'm trying to think what I should put here. I don't really need a whole lot here, to be honest. I don't think an auxiliary barracks would do us anything because this was controlled by Pompey's Rome, so I'm not going to build that out here. Might just build some industrial site and see if we can make a little more wealth from industry, and then out here we can go ahead and upgrade some of these buildings. It looks like we're turning things around quite nicely. I kind of want to go ahead and end a turn, I think, here in just a moment. Get some authority added to these new dignitaries, because that'll help them out. Indomitable Legionnaires, that's a great one to have. And let's see, General, +3 authority, 2% morale for all units. Already got night battles, let's drop this one on here. Get even more authority. Open up Dread. And then we've got an agent here. Let's upgrade his strength. Okay. I think we're in pretty good shape here. Let's go ahead and end this turn, get some of our money and movement points back. You can see all my forces concentrated in Germania. We just need to mop up our last few enemies here, see if any new enemies are going to present themselves. But really, I want to get ready for a big fight with Antony. I'd really like to kind of settle things down on the northern fronts and be able to go east and focus on Antony. But I'm going to need a lot of legions ready, get them trained up well. I'd like to have at least 1 or 2 stacks of Praetorian Guard, basically, in order to really have some powerful armies pushing forward. I'm not far from being able to upgrade all my troops, which is going to be fantastic. And for whatever, the Celtiberians are moving forward through my land as well as the Arverni, which is fine. They're all, I think, client states. Dang it, I don't want to spend all my money. I guess Octavian gets a triumph. Don't know what the triumph's for, but hey, I'll take it. I don't know that I've seen this before. Maybe it's not Octavian. I wonder who is it that gets the triumph. Maybe it'll say here. That's kind of a cool cutscene. Oh, Cinna gets the triumph. Cool. Alright. Let's just get a last couple things thrown down here. There we go. Let's take a look at our characters here. So this was Cinna. He's the one that just got the triumph. And it looks like we've got a decent mix of generals between the factions, so I'm going to keep it that way. I don't want them getting any more generals than that if there's a civil war. Alright. Just a few enemies to knock out here. I feel like we're finally making some solid progress against the Germanic tribes. It has been a long fight against these guys, to say the least. They have been particularly capable foes. Got a lot of building upgrades I want to make, but I want to see where the most important place is for spending my money first. And I'm just going to sit on this last little bit of money and see what happens on the turns to maybe help me better make a decision there. This army is probably best positioned to move up to Pelpin, and we should probably do so. But we may want to do so with caution, just in case we're going to end up getting ambushed by some forces back here I can't see. And then I believe this settlement pretty quickly should be able to stand on its own two legs. So I wonder what the quickest way to get to Oblin is. There's a road down here, but I would need military access, otherwise we can go around from the north. So I think that's what I'll do. I'll just go around from the north and help settle this area down a little first. Let's first go after these Helvakane troops here who are masquerading behind my lines. So they are dead, and this means that I'll move closer to the city, and then we'll attack these filthy Quadi rebels. These guys, we're definitely not giving them an opportunity to come back. Okay, so now we have settled the rebellion, and we can continue to finish the structures there that need to be finished. So feeling good about that. And the German Confederation, that's their last settlement, I think. The Marcomanni still have some troops out to sea, and as do the Helvakane, I think. Unless the Marcomanni came ashore somewhere, but if I remember right, they were like sitting out here in the North Atlantic up to something. Yeah, here they are. Hopefully these folks over here will go ahead and get rid of them. But, let's see, so 2 turns left until we finish our research. That should give us the better troops. Let's go ahead and end one more turn once we finish our upgrades. Which we should have a pretty substantial amount of money at the end of this. And we're going to need to keep our money high because I have a fear that things could get pretty challenging up against Antony's Rome. He possesses quite a lot of territory and quite a lot of client states, so we're going to need a lot of armies all working in close concert to make sure that we maximize our chances. And the real interesting piece is going to be whether or not Egypt joins Antony's fight against me. I would expect they would, but I don't know. The amount of power that I hold and my friendly relationship with Egypt may sway that.
Our offer is fair and honorable. By the gods, all will be as we agree here.
Yeah, you can have military access, as long as it means you're going after the Daco-Thracians. Got the Gauls moving around a lot of forces. Wish they'd bring them up to the front lines against my enemies. Of course, I probably haven't been calling them to assist me. Okay. We can get rid of these skirmishers. Those guys don't need them. Okay, his province is under control. We need to kill these guys here. Let's take this smaller army and make our way up here to kill these small Helvakane armies that are kind of behind me. If they attack right here, it would actually give me some crap, because I don't have enough men to really fight that off. Flavium and Teleferdum. We can get these guys out of forced march. Well, you owe me one, Belgier. I came up here and saved your butts from this entire huge Germanic influence up here. So, Eastern influence. There must be an enemy agent rolling around through here somewhere. Interesting. Or not an enemy agent, but a foreign agent moving around. I don't think I'm at war with any Eastern factions. So it looks like Octavian is ready to take Pelpin. He's gone all the way to the north at this point. So made his way all the way to the North Atlantic. And his conquest of Germania. His conquests are quite complete. We've gotten more amber, I think. Yeah. That's pretty impressive. Alright, so I think what I'd like to do, I've got one more turn until I get my auxiliary barracks, is just kind of focus on getting some of my armies set for the next big fights. And of course we will go ahead and move Octavian to go take Oblin. And then it looks like I'm at least partially friendly with the Helvesi, I think. The Helisi, sorry. I know I'm not friendly with them. It might be best to just get rid of these guys, and then I can secure my border entirely, not having these guys there. So we'll get rid of the German Confederation, and then the Helisi. And then that should put us on the north of Thracia and Octavian's troops too. That might put us in a good spot to invade from the Black Sea, from the Adriatic, and then also North Africa. So I think that's what I'll do. So I think I'm going to handle it that way. So for instance, let's just go in. So what I'll do is just kind of move through this territory, through here, here. And then these guys are friendly with me, but we can move on into Thrace, move in from here. We'll get military access if we need to, just come in, and then we can also come across from Italy and just kind of push Antony back to Asia Minor, and then just kind of prepare the next attack from there, if that makes sense. So basically we can push him out of the Peloponnese and Greece, and then get ready to attack Asia Minor, and all the while, if Egypt joins, Antony will have 2 armies and a fleet ready, and we'll hit Carthago and just start pushing back through North Africa, and see if we can get that situation under control too. I think we have enough power and money to do it. Should be quite possible. We'll see. But I don't really think there's any movements I need to make on this particular turn. I just want to get some upgrades done and then do some building upgrades as well. Let's go ahead and start dropping upgrades on all these buildings. Jeweler. I've got a ton of upgrades to be made, so we'll probably just have to do it over several turns, because I don't have money for some of the more expensive ones. Alright, let's go ahead and end this turn. And we should finish our big research at the end of this too. Hopefully we can destroy the Helisi right before we go to war with Antony. That'll give us kind of a maximum position. Wow, these guys hired a lot of mercenaries as well. There's no way I can win this. They hired a bunch of mercenary wolf warriors, so I'm going to have to auto-resolve and lose this territory. Helbachane have hired more troops than my garrison can handle. Otherwise, I would have been able to have a decent fight there, but considering that club levy basically equals veteran legionaries, then with wolf warriors, you know that I don't have any chance. And they've gotten behind my lines again, but we'll fix them. They're not going to be alive much longer. We'll let them kind of enjoy their last little breaths here before I slit their throat once and for all. Plus, we'll get winter over with. We got a lot of attrition across all of our troops because of that. And here's where those goons took my city. And look, they have just hired almost a full stack of mercenaries here, which is quite ridiculous. Yep, I can retrain all these legionaries now. It's going to cost some money, but it'll totally be worth it. So now we've got legionary cohorts and eagle cohorts, which should make my men just a little bit better. It's not going to make, you know, huge worlds of difference, but hey, we'll take anything we can get, basically. Do the same thing with this little guys. Let's look at the difference here. 4735, 4882. As opposed to a little more armor, it looks like, is the biggest difference. Yeah, so just a little better armor, which makes sense. They'd be using the Lorica Segmata. Okay. Octavian, I'm gonna get down here and pin these guys in. I don't want them being able to get past me. So we finished some pretty serious military research there. Don't know that I see a whole lot of point in finishing that research. I'd really like to get the one that helps me finish the gladiator school. Don't know where it's at though. Blacksmith. It's not in any of these. Not there, not there. Not there. Wine shops. Or there. There it is. Circus. So it's going to take me 12 turns to get there. Let's go ahead and research it, though. It'll be worthwhile. Okay. Open. Drop some buildings here. Alright. My food's getting a little low. I'm going to let it catch back up. We should be able to stabilize it just fine. But yeah, we've got a lot of stuff going on. Let's see, at Rome, I think I'm going to go ahead and upgrade this. I can then... provides me a garrison, a Praetorian Guard, an Evocati cohort, and 4 legionary cohort from having this. That means the garrison at Rome is deadly. And then I can recruit armored legionaries and Praetorian Cav. That's awesome. So we're gonna have some serious power coming out of our military recruitment at Rome. And let's see if we have enough money to upgrade the troops in this army. And we'll just kind of slowly get all these troops upgraded to the post-Marian type cohorts. Of course, they're going to run away from Octavian, but there really isn't anywhere to retreat to. I've got an army behind them as well.
Cut a few throats. These people need death. They would welcome it at your hands.
I agree they need death, but give me just a couple of turns to get my armies in position and make sure that these Germanic settlements have been calmed. And we've got some German Confederation troops making their way into our lands as well. We're going to have to go scout ahead and take care of them. And it looks like my allies are pushing forward. That's good. I'd like to see them get up to the front lines and actually play a part in helping to subdue my enemies. Let's see, where'd those Germanic Confederation troops? Okay, they're out here. They've got a lot of forest, and they can't. This forest is completely impassable. So we're good. I should be able to hem them in right here. So we'll just make sure they're stuck. They ran away with their troops over here. Let's go see if we can find them and stop them. Here they are. They're trying to make a run in another direction, but that's going to slow them down and screw them over. And then Octavian is now in perfect shape to kill the HeirofCarthage here. And these guys are not worth my time. Sweet! So, got my settlement back and the food structures that come with it, so it's a nice grab. And then Octavian can go and make a run on the German Confederation. As far as the Helisi go, I don't think we're going to need more than a couple of armies to take these guys out. And I'd really like to switch Octavian with a different army to go do that job, because I'd like him to be closer to the main front with Antony when we open it up, like going through the Peloponnese. That would be my preference, at least. First, let's go ahead and spend our money upgrading these troops. Let's get rid of these Velites. I know they're really high chevrons, which is great, but I don't have any need for them. So let's go in here. And from the recruitment screen, we can now get auxiliary Germanic scout riders if we want, but I do not want. At least I don't think I do. Nah, I don't think I do. I'd rather have a heavier cav. There's a couple of things I want. I want 4 of these longbowmen, and then I'm going to actually as well ditch the legionary cav. Even though it's very well chevroned, I know, but I have a guy there to do the training, and we'll just swap out for auxiliary cav and just make use of this barracks while we've got it. And we'll upgrade these guys on the next turn, and we can go ahead and ditch these mercenary Gallic warriors. Again, nice chevrons, but it's not worth the money. We'll replace all these guys with the auxiliary type troops that we need. And just kind of get our armies in better shape overall would be good. I mean, my income is fantastic right now. I'm not going to say that I wouldn't like for it to be better still, but it's pretty darn good. We've got enough money to be doing our upgrades to protect ourselves with agents and armies and all that other stuff. We're not struggling at this point, at least. The HeirofCarthage want to fight me here. Auto-resolve says it's going to give it to me, so I'm just going to take it. Just push those guys back out. And they may have... Yeah, they actually want to fight my garrison force here, which... Good luck with that. Gotta come over the walls against all these legionaries. Very brave, but stupid of you. And you're going to die. No question there. And we will finish them off shortly as well. And it looks like the German Confederation thinks that it can come attack my army up here. And it's pretty confident about its chances. Now, I have not upgraded these guys yet, but I still I feel pretty confident in my ability to take these guys down, so let's fight this on the battlefield. I'm going to use all my legionary units in the center on formation attack, and I'll outflank with gladiators. And I've got a ton of velites in this army. Not sure why I have so many, but we'll put them to use. It is raining, and I want to make sure that my javelins get the best use possible. So I do believe I'm going to run into these woods and take it. Okay, all my legionaries. Let's put the general in the center, actually. And this one on the outside. Okay. Leave him on formation attack. Back him up with all these velites. We can put javelins where they belong when we need them. And basically handle that situation. And then let's put all 3 of our gladiators on one flank. But I'll go heavier with my cav on this flank, and then lighter with my cav on this flank. And then as far as abilities go, let's see what this general's got. Just second wind and war cry, so nothing substantial there. Let's go ahead and start the battle. We're going to need to get to the front of these woods right here, and my guys did not do what I wanted them to right there.
Enemy reinforcements approaching.
Man, they're all screwed up. I don't know why it does that sometimes, but it does. So my legionary is going to hold the woods. Velites in right behind them. Gladiators up here. There we go. And we should have a superior position, keeping our troops within the woods. They attacked me, but they're going to wait for their troops to all come up. Even with outnumbering their Germanic youths 2-1, I'll bet you they would win in a straight up skirmish engagement. Okay, gladiators.
At speed. Your orders. Riders. Legionary cavalry.
Okay, my guys represent a pretty substantial force here. Again, I really don't know where the AI thinks it's getting all these great odds. Some of my troops, although not very well chevroned, are pretty capable. I'm a little bit worried if they have any wolf warriors or other units like that, but again, I'm hoping we can use the velites to even those odds. Just go ahead and automatically put those guys in skirmish for now, and we'll swap them up later. I'll leave that one unit hidden there, and then use these 2 for flanking. Alright. Let's see if the Germanic Confederation's going to come face me. They are. Spear wall. Okay, they've got their infantry leading. I'll just let my javelins get a volley and then move my guys back. Or actually, let's go into slow motion. We'll let my javelins get a volley, but I'm going to start counter charges. This is just to make sure that I can keep an eye on what the AI does. The AI does lots of screwy stuff. It gets really hard to keep an eye on when they choose to charge another unit, and it can end up getting your units killed pretty bad. Okay, let's just make sure my charges are looking clean here. They are. There's mercenary Celtic warriors and spear wall. Let's get all these guys off of skirmish. Just leave them on fire at will back here and see if we can get as much damage caused as possible. Alright, now let's just take a quick look here. Those Germanic youths need to die. And I've got the range to get most of them, so let's do it. Cavalry up here. I got charged here by that noble rider. That's bad. Let's reinforce. Let's go into killing spree there. But that noble rider's busy, which should allow me to gain some advantage elsewhere. Wow, I'm getting just chewed apart by these wolf warriors here in the center. That's not really meant as a pun either. So let's see if we can equal out the fight against these guys real quick. We're going to need a hammer and anvil charge here, here, and here. Got a lot of club levy reinforcing. Those noble riders are starting to pay a price for having gone into my gladiators. And it looks like that rear charge is going to be at least semi-successful there. Let's get out of there. Okay, let's pull out and try another rear charge over here, where we need a breakthrough. All those spear walls are going to be really hard to break. Throwing as much crap in here as I can. These cavalrymen are end up getting caught by Wodenaz's spear. To get out of there, we're about to cause a break over here. Let's see if we can push that. I'm going to go into slow motion for just a second. See if we can war cry effectively one of these units over here. Gladiators versus those club levy. Those noble riders got free from the... Gosh darn it. Looks like my cavalry needs to get free out of here. I'm going to kill these Germanic youths real quick. My gladiators are doing alright though, turning that fight around. Still got a lot of spear wall back here though, and they are not breaking easily. See if we can get my Velites back out of this fight. They've lost their orders. Okay, this cavalry's free now. And about to bust through some of these guys over here. Let's, again, see if we can break the spear wall on this flank. They've survived multiple rear charges. Fairly overwhelming odds. Let's get our Velites over here where we can focus on the enemy general.
The battle is turning in our favor.
That spear wall finally routs. Let's go after this noble rider back here. And Velites target the Wodenaz spears. Melee infantry come to assist.
Our men flee the field of battle.
Let's get into the back of that spear levy. Really proud of my gladiators in this fight here, actually. My gladiators did a fantastic job against some pretty tough odds too, getting placed against Cav, which is really not their forte. So managing to beat down the Germanic Confederation here with a relatively new army. Gonna gain some chevrons in the process, and all of my units should survive, I think.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Should survive, we'll see. The only unit left is this noble rider out here, which is about to eat it. So I think we're looking good there. So another victory for my men there against the Germanic Confederation. These spear wall, man, those are tough, and the wolf warriors are too. They get a great charge. Just kill a lot of your men early on, but my gladiators here really tanking it out. Doing a great job. So that's why I brought those units right there. Is just get them in the right fight, and they will just hack people to bits despite their lower numbers. So that's going to be a pretty decisive blow against the Germanic Confederation. And we should be able to hunt down those two armies on the next turn as well. How many times I gotta tell those guys I'm not joining their war against Numidia. Kind of feel like the Numidians don't need my betrayal at the moment. Let's go ahead and upgrade these troops. They deserve it after fighting like that. They'll have a little bit better armor now.
Commander, attack for Rome!
Alright. And I would be able to retrain legionaries if I lost them here, so... Look at these guys fleeing. You're going to get caught and killed, regardless. I might lose a couple of my units here. I did not, though, unfortunately. Which means I get to keep any chevrons they gain. And those guys are now in good position to move against the Helisi. Get all those upgrades started. Got farm upgrades we can run up here. Or we already got one of those here. Let's build a cattle farm. So, got a lot of wealth from agriculture going on up there. Really just got to get rid of this Germanic influence that's in a lot of these provinces still. That's my main problem, is that Germanic influence just got to be slowly removed. Trevia Flavium. Yeah, we've already got it. Good. And these guys are slowly spreading the influence that we need to change it. It's slowly tipping over into Latin culture. Let's see, this one's still tilting over too. Don't really have enough agents to get done with what I'm hoping to at the moment, but should be good. Alright, well I think that's all I have time for. Hope you all enjoyed this. That's going to be one step closer. I keep saying we're close to finishing off the Germanians, but these guys are resilient and they're trying very hard. The Boii. Where did these guys come from? They must have re-emerged. Eastros. Oh, the Helvetii probably lost control of Eastros and the Boii came back. So that's kind of interesting. Anyway, HeirofCarthage signing off for now.